And I never want, so I'm gonna share with you something that a friend and colleague of mine, Minister Deja McIntyre, she's up in New
Yeah.
Jersey, about to graduate with her master's from Princeton. Shout out to Deja. She
Deja,
she
what's
she
going on,
says
sis?
that's it. She said something to me a couple of years ago that really struck a chord with me when AOP was dormant, and she was asking what's going on. She said, Joseph, a lot of us young preachers are tired of being left behind. And that really struck a chord with me because
Ooh,
one thing that she said that there have been a lot of conferences, a lot of events, a lot of initiatives that claimed to be in the best interest of young preachers. But in many instances, more often than not, once those entities got what they were looking for, they moved on. Meanwhile, the young
yes.
preachers are still sitting there talking about, well, what about us?
And you know the
But
sad part, I don't mean to cut you off.
no, please,
Don't
please.
forget your thought. But you know the saddest part about that truth, Joseph? That was our issue.
Yeah,
Like before AOP for us, that was our rally cry. Like,
yeah.
what about us?
What
What
about
is
us?
going on? Wow. Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
And that's real. And and when I heard that, I'm like, even though I'm frustrated with the way things have gone with the Academy of Preachers, I cannot let this go. I
Yeah.
cannot just sit idly by and let young preachers be neglected, because kind of like, I hate to have to use this analogy, but it's kind of like when people don't get what they need and deserve at home, they go searching elsewhere.
Yeah.
And typically elsewheres are not always the healthiest environments.
That is
So
accurate.
it's like, and that's why we need to put the work in to create those healthy environments, because
Yeah.
a work like this is not just a conference, it's not just a passing fad, but this is a calling, it's a responsibility, it's a movement, and it's a family. And furthermore, this should not be dictated by one's convenience, or when, basically when somebody gets around to it, when they've ceased everything else and now we'll pay attention to this. No, this has to be the work that your soul must have, because
Yeah.
this is a calling that requires intentionality, priority, and excellence across the board.
Yeah.
And because God has told us, right? God has instructed us. When God has instructed us to do something, we
Mhm.
need to put our all into it.
Yeah.
And I have an attitude of, if not me, who?
Yeah.
And I personally refuse to leave a mission of this caliber and this magnitude in negligent hands, because there are a lot of negligent hands in position of power and influence who claim to care about young preachers, who
Yeah.
claim to grasp the enormity of this calling and responsibility, but then when the rubber meets the road, they're absent.
That actual. Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and that's not going to fly. And so that has been my motivation for curating the space of the ATL Festival of Young Preachers, heavily inspired by the work of the Academy of Preachers.